Good evening, my beautiful co-creators. I wanted to do a little video here because I'm absolutely amazed how life unfolds sometimes, and especially when we're the flow, especially when we're going there with no expectations and fully tuning in and just one moment at a time, doing this next thing that feels right. And one example of this is today. I'm here on Maui. I just flew back from Big Island. This is my last week in Hawaii. I've been here 5 weeks, and so now I'm on Lahaina side. And where do I start this story from, really? Because this morning I received a text message from Wendy Walker that I met on Kauai at Common Ground. That used to be a TV host, is still very involved and had lots of connection in the production world. She used to live in Los Angeles, and she said, yeah, I'm just visiting Kauai with my baby, but I really live in Maui. And she said, why don't we hang out when you come to Maui? And I hadn't yet, this was 3-4 weeks ago, and I received a text message this morning from her telling me my friend is doing a documentary and he's filming Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer is going to be in his movie. The movie is called The Reality of Truth, and you should come, maybe you'll find a way to interview Wayne or what have you. And then she called me back. She said, probably not Wayne. Right now they're going to interview his daughter, Serena, and, you can come up here, and if you don't mind just hanging out and not really going for an interview, but just being there. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I would love to see that. And I get really excited about seeing people doing their work, and having the whole camera crew and the cameras, and just seeing and observing the whole thing unfolding, and seeing somebody interview another person, because I learn a lot from it. So I showed up, and this was in Kana'apali, right where Wayne Dyer actually lives and has a condo here, and his family. And shortly after that, he shows up with his daughter, but doesn't get too close from the set where all the cameras were. But his daughter shows up, and Wayne goes back. It was good to see him because I know he went through a lot physically and with his leukemia. So it was just good to see him in flesh, and just very inspiring man to me. So then I'm sitting here, I'm hanging out with the crew, talking with Peter, that I want to interview tomorrow, that is one of the people that financed the movie. And here we are, and talking about his extraordinary life adventures, doing transcendental meditation and all of this. The next thing you know is that as I was watching Serena, and she was wrapping up, and they're telling me, how about you're being interviewed in the movie? I'm like, yeah, let's go with the flow, bring it on. So I said, just one thing, I have to call the person I was supposed to interview right now, which is Steven, that has a show called Life on Maui. I said, wait, because I have to see if that's okay with him. I call him, he's like, no problem, I'll hang out here on the beach and I'll go for a swim. So I'm like, perfect, like things just working so easily. So I said, right on, you can shoot. So here's this huge camera. The camera, my camera is big like this compared to them that are just like the sun. That's the difference, And here I was just doing this, and yesterday they were interviewing Ram Dass, and here I'm sitting in the hot seat. And before that, as I was sitting on the hot seat, there is Serena that just comes back and hang out a little bit, and like, I would love to interview you. I'm doing something called the Juicy Living Tour, and I just love it. And I had this moment of hesitation because you have to come and ask and get outside of your comfort zone, and what if, and this, and I went for it, and she was so happy. And I'm gonna interview her, Serena Dyer, and I'm so looking forward to it because I love the interviews of people in my generation age group. This really is so easy then to talk and to exchange spirituality and heart connection, and I'm so looking forward to it and sharing that with you. So that is a juicy story. And then I end up interviewing Steven, and now I'm home. So I send you much love, and I wanted to share with you the beautiful synchronicities that happen when we just go with the flow and really trust the process, and not even just going with it. Yeah, trusting has a big part of it. And just knowing, even though if at the beginning it's not too logic, if it feels good, that's a good sign.